Next this evening, wrongly accused post office workers from our region are still waiting to receive the full compensation they're due. They were victims of what's been called the most widespread miscarriage of justice in UK history. Between 2000 and 2014, hundreds of post office branch managers were wrongly accused of false accounting, theft and fraud due to faulty computer software. 736 postmasters were prosecuted. Some were given criminal convictions and jailed. Many more were financially ruined and faced anger from their communities. In 2019, victims took legal action against the Post Office. Convictions were quashed and a public inquiry was launched. Well, today the inquiry has called for action and a change in the law to help those involved get full and fair compensation. Mark Ansell has been speaking to two people caught up in the scandal.
I keep thinking I'm going to forget about it, hopefully I wake up one morning thinking it's all hunky-dory. But while the compensation is going through, while the inquiry is going through, it's never going to come off your head.
Former postmaster Harjinder Butoi spent a year and a half in prison for a crime he did not commit. He was wrongly convicted of stealing £208,000 because of the faulty computer system Horizon.
Destroyed everything, absolutely everything. And I went bankrupt as well, lost all the properties, lost all business, lost everything.
What message do you have for the Post Office?
Just stop playing around. I don't know why you're all doing it for. Start paying up as fast as you can and give the evidence what people they're asking for. Send it through quick. Stop wasting time. You've been doing it for the last 17 years, you're still doing it.
For the Butoi family, justice will only come when those responsible in the Post Office are locked up.
What I went through, what my kids went through, it's very, very painful. I would like to see those people go to prison for what they've done to us. Not just us, but all the other post office people.
Sir Wyn Williams putting pressure on the government and the Post Office.
Today, the head of an inquiry into the Post Office scandal called for action to stop the blocking of full and fair compensation to victims.
I have reached the conclusion that it is now appropriate for me to make recommendations to the Minister which have the specific aim of ensuring that the applicants to each scheme are treated fairly.
Former postmistress Alison Hall from Liversedge was innocent but agreed to plead guilty to false accounting, so a theft charge would be dropped and was sentenced to community service. Like Harjinder, Alison is still waiting for full compensation.
It's been just hell, really. There's not a day goes by where you don't think about it. And obviously we live right next to the post office, so that's even harder, having to look at the post office sign every day. We just want to see the compensation paid, the people responsible for letting it happen, how it's happened, be brought to justice, and to try and get on with our lives.
It took 14 years for Harjinder to have his conviction quashed. He's still waiting for full compensation and those responsible to be brought to justice. Mark Ansell, BBC Look North, Chesterfield.
We have had a response through from the Post Office. They say they agree that victims of the Horizon scandal must be provided with full compensation fairly and consistently. This remains our priority. Across Post Offices, compensation arrangements offers totalling more than £120 million have been made to around 2,500 postmasters, with the majority of these agreed and paid.